February 3rd, I call the Halifax Planning Board in session. Members present, Amy Troop, Gordon Andrews, and Brendan
Elliot.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
On the agenda, we have 7 o'clock, Podursky, 49 Carver Street, site plan review. 7:30, Steve and Janice Haywood, Furnace Street and Elm Street, A&R. Discussion, we have status for Pasture Lane and status for Liddell, 285 Home Street. We have 3 meeting minutes to approve, and no bills, so. Do I have a motion to accept the agenda as read?
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda as read.
I will second that.
All right. Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Good evening, my name is Stephanie Hogan. I'm here on behalf of Strong Point Engineering and the Podursky's. I know we were here, I think it was 2 weeks ago. We have made a couple of changes to the plans since then, and I'll go through those quickly. We've also had the review done by Pat of Armory Engineers, and we have satisfied all but one of his comments, I believe. So the biggest layout change is that we did move the entrance to the site so that it lines up now with the existing driveway across the street instead of looking directly into the abutter's house. We've also changed the drainage, so we have a much smaller surface basin up here, and we've added underground infiltration up by the building. We made a couple of changes to the water detail based on the water department's comments. And then we also added a tight tank based on the Board of Health comments for the floor drains in the building.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
so I don't know if you want to go through the comments or if you have any other questions or.
On your new plan, there is, let me just find my Post-it note that I just got from Sarah. It's just a typo, I believe. It just says on C3, we have, in 1 it says Town of Rainham, and in 2 it says Town of Rainham.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
That's okay. I think it's 2. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Don't miss those ones. Try and fix those.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't be. It happens. And then as far as that last comment, did you guys read them?
I'm just going over them. So the overall, we're looking to do, is it rental bays or?
Yes, 3. And our space on the end.
Which would be the front unit or the back?
Rear.
The rear,
Toward the police station.
okay.
So just where the dotted line is in back, or that's open, right?
That's the open space, that's our space as well.
Okay,
Yep.
So ours is that block and one in front of it.
okay. And then the front building will be divided in 2?
Yes,
Or-
probably 3 bays, depends, 2 or 3.
Okay, and what are you proposing for use in there? The only reason I ask is for the parking.
We were thinking of commercial type thing like landscaping or something like that. We hadn't really gone that far into it.
Because what are we providing for parking right now, space-wise?
For right now, we're basically assuming it'll be kind of a warehouse piece of space where the majority of will be either equipment or working. So it's based on, a minimum of 5 spaces and 1 space for the employees on the largest shift.
Because what'll happen is, if you go to rent those bays out, that's another business. So you're gonna have to supply for the employees and then for the space. Did you see that in the bylaws?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying, whatever you're gonna propose for use there, I think you wanna capture enough parking that you're not coming back to revisit that, if you will.
We had a previous situation pop up where there was somebody who was doing and pulling permits for their side, and the other side of their building was just being used for storage. And then they decided that they may want to have it rented out, which created a whole nother situation that made for a whole new site plan. They had to come back, we had all this. So we're trying to get ahead of it for you so that you don't have to keep coming back every time. It's just, if you have a general idea of what the business is and what kind of traffic flow or what the bylaws are for the parking, you can kind of get ahead of it now.
Because you're not gonna wanna come back and redesign for more parking and change drainage and everything else.
Well, as the design stands right now, this whole area is going to be gravel, and you're right, that comment, it didn't show up very well at all when you print it. We assumed it as being, for drainage design, we assumed that it was completely impervious. So we actually have room to expand parking out here, and we have some spaces over here too that we could also expand to depending on the uses.
Okay.
So I guess, am I right to say that they'd have to come back and add those spaces if they were adding the base, correct?
Right.
We wouldn't have to change the drainage system because it's already shown as a base.
Yeah, it's purely the parking issue in our specific bylaws that you'd have to address.
So depending on what you end up with, you just come back and say, okay, we're adding these extra parking spots.
I mean, to me, it would make sense that you account for that up front and put some spaces in there and then maybe have to add a couple, but not take each one of those businesses and come back and keep adding and adding and adding.
It would be very different if you're having a landscaping crew that's going in there and out of there, and they're not necessarily needing to do that. Otherwise, if you had a Dunkin' Donuts per se,
Yeah.
right, where you got a lot for X amount of extra parking spaces for that, but
And I mean, you can take a look at our bylaws, you gotta supply quite a bit of parking in this town, so, I mean,
I think that's also part of the reason we don't know what the uses are gonna be,
Right.
and then you don't wanna go too far into it.
no, I agree with you. I just wanna bring it out so that everybody's aware of it.
it won't hold up the progress of what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
It was more just saying, and for foresight, if you had an idea of what it was going to be, look up what those bylaws are, and then we can all knock it out at the same time. But if you don't, then we'll just proceed as.
It just seems to make sense to do something so that you be able to rent the building out when it's up, rather than have to come back and keep going over
So
things.
we can just show the more parking spaces in that impervious zone now?
You
And then
could.
I'll have to come back, basically?
You could, yep. Like if you figured you had 3 rental units there and you're gonna supply 5 spaces for each one, or, you know, whatever that is. I'm not telling you the number, but whatever that is, and if you put those there and then you rent out 2 of them, you've used up the spaces, maybe you have to come back and say, you know, we have to add some more spaces for the 3rd. That's all. I'd just like you to be aware that, you know, be proactive to that. That's all.
Yeah.
And then the other issue we had for discussion was, Pat had mentioned, we have the 2-to-1 slope over on this side. Pat had recommended a guardrail along this edge.
Because of pavement up to the top of it, or
Yeah, because we've got pavement and then it's 2-to-1
drop?
going down to the neighbor's side. We actually just request that we that we don't have to put a guardrail in just for maintenance reasons. One, for snow removal, and two, just maneuverability. There's enough room up around here that it shouldn't be an issue, in theory, of anyone really going over the edge.
In the back corner, how far are you from the building to the top of the slope?
We are 26 feet.
It's 36 on the way in, right?
Yes.
I mean, I would say that's to me, that would be a little tight from coming around the corner, but.
What's the reasoning on not wanting to put in the guardrail?
Mostly just snow removal and maintenance. It's not really gonna be a traffic area. It's more access to the back of the building. It's not, when you come in the entrance, you're in the parking lot, you're in the front of the building. That's where your main access is. The back is basically just a drive around for maintenance of the building mostly.
But the only thing is you're showing your travel lane right at the top of the slope, right?
Yeah.
No, I know what you're saying. I view it as just like not really a traffic area.
I know,
There's
but-
not a need to drive there. Yeah, you can drive through there, but you're accessing the building from the front where your entrance brings you to anyways.
But the whole idea of our site plan is to look at the traffic flow and account for all of that. I mean, if you've got, a fire truck comes in there, they don't know that situation like you do. And we just had a snowstorm, they come in there and if there's nothing there, they go over the edge.
It might
No.
become an insurance liability for you. You might want to check with your insurance company.
Yeah.
I have a question for Pat on this. It says that you have here a note indicating that you would recommend erosion control blankets. Is that instead of, or is that along with?
No, that's during construction, right after they see you put the erosion control blankets on so you don't get erosion on the slope before it terminates.
Okay.
So once and they're usually biodegradable, so you put them down, grass grows, they deteriorate. And
It's
that's
true.
the end of it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, and the guardrail was just a recommendation, not knowing what the uses, especially if there was gonna be public going around the building or something. I mean, if it was just them, they probably wouldn't need it,
Right.
but, I mean, it's obviously, I just wanted to bring the issue up for discussion so that everybody's aware of it.
Yep. And that is the other issue. I mean, you're gonna be renting it, so you don't have control over all the traffic, really, You know what I mean? That's all. We're just looking at the safety too. And, one of the ways you could do the guardrail is a wooden post and rail. I mean, I don't think that really should stop you so much on the snow plow, because I don't see you just dumping it over that bank and you're gonna lose the slope down there.
Yeah,
Could
you
we-
you can set the guardrail back a couple feet from the back of pavement too, because it doesn't have to be right at the edge
Yeah.
of the pavement, you can set it back a little bit.
Yeah.
And then would you be okay with not having it the whole slope, maybe just doing it, up until we have maybe like 30 feet of clearance on them?
I mean,
So that
my
once
idea
you're
would,
around the corner?
yeah, my idea would be as you come around, you'd see that and you'd be able to identify that it is the top of the slope.
Kind of like kind of like that, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, on the straightaway, I don't think it's as big,
Yeah.
a deal down to that.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it might be better for your insurance too, because if somebody dips over.
that is kind of a pinch point anyways in the entire area.
Yeah. Did you have anything else, Pat?
No, I mean, the only landscaping they're showing is screening out front.
Yeah.
As long as the board's comfortable with that, then I think that's fine.
We don't have anything on the, either property lines?
So this is actually all wooded
Right,
back along here already.
and that's gonna stay that way?
That's gonna stay that way.
We built a berm in the back there a little bit and put like an erosion control type of shrubbery on there. I think when it's mature, it's like 3 to 5 feet high, and it has like berries that birds like or something like that, and it'll just make kind of like a block, and it'll hold that slope as well.
Awesome.
Good. And on the other side, the front's gonna be grass, which actually kind of blends into like a field that I have in front of my house now. So I was just gonna kind of match the grade there.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's his house.
Yeah.
They'll match in. I had talked with Stacy Delart about planting trees along our dividing property line.
So she could cut them later?
I hope not. I don't want to do that. But she had expressed that she wanted to do something like that, and we were just gonna, I mean, she liked the idea, we looked at it too, and we were gonna just determine that after her driveway's in, our parking lot's done, we can
Work something
decide
out?
the best way to do it with each other.
Okay.
I had suggested to her doing maybe like a hardwood tree or something every 25 feet maybe, and then like a dwarf type arborvitae that goes like 6 feet in between to kind of make like a block, but then have a shaded tree every so often.
Yeah.
That was my idea. She thought it was good.
And it's just between the two commercial areas, so.
Yeah, it's,
That'd be pretty.
that was the idea, shade, nice.
And now you're on official record that it was your idea.
Not all my ideas are good.
The pretty shade tree was your idea. We got it, man. We got it. Official.
That was my idea.
That's funny.
So the drainage all looks,
Yeah, the drainage is fine, and like Stephanie said, the entire gravel area up front, they modeled that as if it was paved.
okay,
So, you know, with something down the road, the drainage is able to handle all of that, so.
okay. And it's all sloping,
It's also open with that basin, they did put, one of my comments, the catch basin that's associated with that basin, I suggest they put a double grade on it.
double,
just
yeah.
to- and-
Accommodate the extra flow.
Yeah, and the flow, most of it actually goes straight into the basin, but just in case something blocks it and it all goes to the catch basin, at least the grade will, the double
Yeah.
grade will be able to handle it.
Cool.
Okay.
Good idea.
And so what is gonna be paved at this point now?
So, basically,
Coming straight in?
yep, coming up here, and then from this area, all of this area is gonna be paved, all of this area here is gonna be gravel, and all of this area is grass.
And is that a paved drive
This is
over
a
to
gravel.
Gravel.
This is
the?
a
Gravel,
drive.
okay. Okay. And then are those arborvitae's out front?
Yes, the green giant arborvitae's like about half done with, approximately.
Okay,
Yep, they're already, a lot of them are already up there.
yeah. So then the use that you have is, it's a welding garage, a welding shop?
For our space, yes.
And you're going to zoning for a use?
Special permit, yes. Most of our work falls under, I think it's like 80% of our work falls under what was already established in the bylaws. Repair and maintenance of trucks and equipment and things like that. It was just the welding portion, which.
Is spelled
kind of
out
was
separate,
hand with those associated fields.
but it's spelled out special in there?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going for special permit for.
Yeah. So did we get back any other response from anybody, Joanne? Fire chief or anybody?
Who's the only one that we've got?
Okay.
And that's dealt with. And then, the only other thing I see here is that cleanup should be provided at the ends of each run.
Yep,
Okay.
that's not a problem.
Typically, they do that anyway, it's just not shown on the plan, but I just wanted to bring it up.
Okay.
And Joanne, when did we send out the responses to the other boards.
I think I had it, I brought the wrong folder with me. I had it written down on that, but
Because it said it was filed on the 10th of January.
where is it on there? I think it's sorry, but hold on a second.
210.
Okay, yeah, it's here.
I think I have the distribution of it.
Yeah, it's up on 210.
So we can't vote until
Right,
then, right?
found it?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's there. Thank you.
So would it be something that we can have, like, the plans updated with the guardrail and the Rainham 1 and 2, and then whatever else anybody else thinks, and have it ready to vote and possibly sign
Come
on
back to
that
the
day?
Yeah, sounds like great.
Or should we wait until 2:10, make sure there's no other comments, let them know ours, and,
Okay.
I just set it up for the next meeting. Because right now what happens is, it has to be sent out to all the other boards. They get 30 days to make their comment. The 30 days isn't up until February 10th. So we can't vote on the site plan until they've been given their 30 days to respond.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll set it up for the next meeting. By then, we should have the comments back. If we get any more comments, then we can make amendments to that, and we should be able to take a vote on it.
Okay.
All right?
And I just recommended that if they're gonna be changing the plans anyway, maybe just show some additional parking now, so
Yep.
even if they don't build them, at least they're on the plan, they're approved.
That's
Is
right.
that something we can do, is show them on the plan, not build them unless they're needed? Seeing it's already in purpose, and it wouldn't really change any of the drainage or anything?
Right.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I think it makes sense, because then you've got them
Yeah,
shown. If you need it, then you put them in based on the business that's coming in.
Okay, I just didn't know if it would be an issue with just having them shown and not putting them in if they weren't necessary.
You can show them as future
Yeah.
spaces.
Yeah,
Okay.
proposed, future.
Sounds good.
Okay. Anything else? Any questions or comments?
I'm all set.
Okay.
so the guardrail on the corner, the Rainham on C3 at 1 and 2, and future spaces, and was there anything else that we were thinking?
Nope.
That's just our comments. Maybe wait to make the plan until February 10th, and then we'll just maybe let them know if we haven't received any other comments, so they don't have to do it again.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
yes, absolutely. And the next meeting is the 17th.
Correct.
Great, thank you very much.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
So probably put them on for 7 o'clock on the 17th.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Pat.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.
Staying busy?
Thank you.
The Zoom is easy, I can just sit in the basement and have 3 meetings going on.
Yeah. But you got plenty of help now, right?
Yeah.
It's tough finding help.
Do you want me here for 285 homes to discuss that? I haven't seen any drainage cuts on that yet.
Yeah,
Have you been in contact with Steve Rye over there or anything? Or
No, I haven't been involved in one.
Yes, he did.
I've been,
he's going through?
going back and forth with Joanne.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, if you want to reach out to him and just ask him.
okay. Because I wasn't gonna do anything until I get drainage cuts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really what we need.
Okay, so I'll reach out to them and see if I can
Yeah.
let it fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
A week ago, he said that he would reach out to them again, but he hadn't heard from me since then, so.
Okay. I'll reach out to them.
Is that the only other one we have going with you right now?
Yep.
And then Pasture Lane will probably be coming back too.
Okay, yeah, I haven't been out there in years.
No.
I have different people call, over the years, different developers have called me and said, well, why is it so expensive? I'm like, because it hasn't been touched in for 20 years.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of work out there still to be done, and a lot of work that needs to be corrected, so.
And what they've talked about is, coming in and offering a bond and then putting the house up. So, what
Steve
I'm,
was from the recovery.
I know, but state law is state law,
Yeah.
so we'd want to make sure that that bond is,
Yeah, you want to make sure, because
we get the contingency up enough.
yes, then you have the public contingent to have it worked on, yeah. I've done a couple of them that way, and it's,
Maybe it would look advantageous to do some work for us that way.
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what we can do.
All right.
All right,
Thanks, Pat.
thank you.
Good night.
You too.
Bye-bye, thank you.
That discussion, right? Right?
Yep.
C312 guardrail, and what else did I say?
The parking spaces.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve? How you doing?
Hey, guys.
Sure.
Yeah. Can we have you guys sign in too before we forget? Thank you. Oh, that's better, right? For you, I mean, like,
Yeah,
it fits
yeah.
more what you want.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Definitely.
Yeah. I forget specifically what it was, but I think we had other lots, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you proposing here?
The 6-3 to separate that from our land, the land we bought.
So you're gonna go
So
from,
basically what we did was
this was lot 6, correct?
this was one lot, the whole
It
thing
was
right
lot
here.
6.
Right.
We created lot 6,
That one
1.
we got rid of already. This one is going to our daughter and son-in-law, and this is now all connected to us. So now it's one land, one piece of land there, and then that's gonna be the daughter.
But I remember that anyway. So we're just subdividing off
Yeah, I
this.
can see it from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we were upstairs looking at this, had all those other dividing lines
Yeah.
on the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were gonna be like a tax haven. Have you done any perks yet?
No.
Not that it matters, it's just curious.
When we bought the whole property, they did 3 perks in the field, so. Not for the septic.
I can't see
Okay,
anything.
so we have the application.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was looking, trying to find something on this.
I didn't see it in here.
What do you?
The
The
application,
application.
it's probably in the folder. Thanks, Jim.
Kind of basic.
Here it is.
Thank you.
Oh, nice.
I don't have any questions.
I don't know.
I'll start the process.
We have a motion to,
I'll make a motion to approve, the A&R at 25 Furnace Street, map 48, lot 5 and 6.
It's technically Elm Street.
Okay.
Is it?
For Janice and Steve Haywood at 25 Furnace Street.
motion to endorse,
Motion to endorse the plan
Thank
of A&R.
Second.
all right. The motion and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Do we have more copies of the plan?
Do we have any more Mylars
Not my one.
or plans?
There's like 9 of them up there somewhere.
Well, we sent them off.
Oh, maybe. Right here.
They're folded in the red.
Oh, thank you. You're right here.
Should be these back.
No, we need to sign.
Oh, you want to sign all of them?
It's the third, correct?
Yep.
That's your agenda.
You don't have to do all of it.
How many do you want me to do?
You got to do 3.
What time is it? You open this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. At least down here we get the comfy chairs.
Yeah, true.
Upstairs we were sitting in those things.
No, not.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, out here.
Yeah.
We can give those to them,
I
right?
just need one.
Oh, just, yeah,
Yeah, you get one of these
yeah.
that they sign.
I
And then you get the
signed- I
Mylar.
signed-
Yeah, the Mylar that take out the register.
Right. Then you get one of these.
I signed 4 for that reason, thinking that they
Oh,
might want
okay.
one.
Here, I'll take them. Send it back.
Yeah. Exactly. Might as well be prepared, right? Thanks.
There's,
I just flung them back at you. Do we need to give them one of the applications too, signed? Oh, no, I didn't know if we needed to give them one of the applications signed.
For them?
Yep.
I don't think so. If you want
Last time I
it.
just brought that.
you just take the Mylar to the registry. I was looking for sticky notes to put on the Mylar so that it doesn't, the signatures don't
Smudge.
smudge up.
Can we just use this?
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's some on the plan.
Should we do it the opposite way, so it's?
No, that's fine.
Not an issue.
Now this is very good. She's pregnant and having a baby, so.
Excellent.
Now we're gonna help them.
That's awesome. And it's far enough away.
Yep.
Yeah, it's far enough. She's like, so, and I said, it works both ways. You have the pool, you don't, so,
My wife is
awesome.
doing May, so
Congratulations,
I'm
you
not too far behind.
April, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have?
Beginning of April or
end of April.
end of April?
Do you happen to have another elastic, Joe?
Yeah, it's the first one, right, send it.
Nice.
Nice.
I have a 1-year-old, so 1-year-old and the next one, they'll be 18 months apart.
Yeah, I'm at 23 months apart.
Yeah, so. But it's another boy, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Oh, you know it's a boy?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. At least, I think it'll be easier just because at least we'll have all the
Healthy.
toys and clothes,
Yeah.
I'll
right?
put that right there.
Yeah, so.
All set.
Yep, you're all set.
Thanks again.
I think,
Good luck with
I think
everything.
this was for you too. Make sure, well, let me make sure it's signed, just to make sure.
It is.
I think it is. It's-
Perfect. Thank you. Have a great
Enjoy.
day.
Bye, guys.
Okay, so I think that kind of took care of Pasture Lane and Liddell too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, apparently we need to make a motion on the, did we just not motion it, Joanne? Is that what you're saying on the video? We didn't motion the December 16th?
So that- Yeah, and they were, you approved them, and it's two signatures already, but you can. So it was Rick and
So we
Amy
need-
that had signed it.
So we need a motion.
You didn't- you didn't
Was
motion.
Brendan here too?
The only one I wasn't at was on the 20th.
Okay, so you were here on December 16th?
Yep.
I just can't remember because it's not in front of me.
Yeah, I wrote the note.
Okay, so then we can do that, right? Make a motion to approve the December 16th, 2021 minutes.
Yeah.
And the 6th, I can at least.
I have a motion, seconded.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve the January 6th, 2022 minutes as
Second.
written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll make a motion to approve the January 20th, 2022 minutes.
A motion is a second.
I wasn't there for that, for the 20th, so.
Oh, we don't have enough people tonight.
I'll
We'll have to
second
go.
it. So you did, which one did we just do? The
January
6th?
6th, yeah.
So we got January 20th, do the next meeting.
Thank you.
How much do you think we could cut the town budget by if we went digital?
There's some good information in there. You missed the last meeting.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that was, yeah, I left it in there because he wasn't here.
Yeah,
Other reasons?
no, it's like 2 books in there of bylaw
Oh,
and state law,
okay.
zoning stuff that has been,
Is that just in the back, Joanne? In the far back? This
The
thing?
the last two sections, in there.
Okay.
One's in paper clip and then the small one. This is everything from
Okay.
and that's
our last meeting.
Oh,
from the
okay.
attorney,
Oh, all right.
which
He sent those ahead.
he sent that, these are cases,
Okay,
and this is the handbook,
got it.
which is a good thing to have because you can look up a lot of stuff there.
Gotcha.
Pretty much covers almost any situation that comes in front of us.
Just these two sections right
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Oh,
As
that's,
far as A&Rs,
okay.
you know, but there's always something else beyond that too, but
Right.
I don't know if you got that email from Brian Wall, did you,
Oh, you did get,
yeah, I sent it to you, but I don't know if you read that.
I did, I didn't know if you got it.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll have a discussion on that. And then these are plans that you and I go sign one.
Okay.
This is 101 Mont Ponce Street.
So that, the decision on that, that's the revised one. The board decision.
Okay, so this was the revised.
That's the new one.
I'm gonna read it. So I'm just gonna go over this with you, you guys make sure it's all here. The planning board approved this site plan review with the following conditions. This temporary site plan is only valid until May 31st. If applicant does not come back before the planning board by June 1st, 2022, a cease and desist stop work order will be put on the property. 2, per the building inspector James Perry, who has no issues with the plan submitted, the applicant will need a building permit for the construction trailer on site, as stated in his letter to the board on 11/23/2021. And 3, per the Board of Health agent Robert Valerie, there is no need for a new plan. However, a porta potty must be on site. So he was meaning, no need for a new plan. However, a porta potty must be on site, drawn and written in the notes. I don't really know if that needs to be in there, because that would be a gray area.
That's fine.
Alright. Any change in use in the scope of use or the location of the business will require a new or modified site plan review and approval. Any relief requested by the applicant which is not expressly granted hereunder is hereby denied. So this is under correspondence.
What's that? They're all signed.
Oh, you already did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you might need-
Okay, you want to read that one in?
This is part of correspondence from Brian Wall. Hello, Joanne and the planning board. I apologize for the delay in getting back to you. I am 2 hours behind you in Utah this week. Flower and Soul would like to request the site plan sign-off and a CO, or at least a TCO, temporary, thank you. Can file for post-provisional inspection with Cannabis Control Board. Having a CO is best, but a TCO would be acceptable to the CCC, and is required to request the PPI, which is post-provisional inspection. Once the CCC completes the PPI, Flower and Soul then can start to take in product and request to be on the CCC agenda for approval to open. There's no set timeline for the CCC to complete the PPI. Therefore, we would like to submit the PPI paperwork this week to be on their March meeting with a late March opening. If we miss the March meeting, then we would be looking at a May opening due to the date of the CCC April meeting. The project updates are as follows. The landscaping is scheduled to start on March 20th. The landscaper has been paid for the project. 2, building and street signs should be up in 2 to 3 weeks. And that's actually from today. so like around the 24th, it should be up. Speed signs have been installed by the town department, DPW. Interior furniture is being delivered and will be assembled once I am back from Utah. Store computers are in hand and will be installed the week of Valentine's Day. And plumbing, electric, fire inspection have been signed off. Parking, lining, and drain caps raised have all been finished. The guardrail has been installed.
Okay, so I was called by the building inspector the other day, last week, and he wanted me to go out and meet with him to do an inspection. Typically, as the planning board, we don't go out and make the inspections on these. We typically send the engineer out to do a final inspection. So based on them looking to get this done, what I would be looking for is a motion tonight that if they call looking for that we get Amory Engineering to go out, make their report, they can get their report back to us, and if everything looks fine, then it would be okay for, the board could vote to allow me to sign temporary based on that.
Okay.
So that would be a motion that we would be looking for.
Okay, and Armory would be paid for by Flower and Soul.
Well, yeah, there's a revolving account, so, yeah.
Just making sure for the
Yeah,
people
that's how it
listening.
goes.
Okay. I'll make a motion to allow Armory to go out on our behalf to do the inspection for Flower and Soul at, what's the address again? What number, Plymouth?
954,
954?
I believe so.
I feel like it was 854. All right, well, we'll just say Flower and Soul on Plymouth Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Wouldn't be from them today.
Yeah. All right, so I have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we did the December meeting, we did January 6th. One month onset.
Those last two items from Happy Dragon just came today, so that's why they're not listed on it, but that was from the correspondence.
Yeah, the Happy Dragons going to get their new liquor license, or? Okay.
All right, we can,
We did a
it just
transfer.
came out,
I was just reading it. Want me to read it out loud?
yeah.
Okay, so there's reading into record that the alcoholic beverage restaurant license of Dragon Lake Village doing business as Happy Dragon Restaurant. There'll be attached, please find a notice for a public hearing regarding the transfer of all alcoholic beverage license from Lily Cafe 2 Incorporated, doing business as Happy Dragon, to Dragon Lake Village Incorporated, doing business as Happy Dragon Restaurant on property located at 327 Plymouth Street. Please advise in writing whether or not a site plan review will be required. Thank you for your time in the matter. And the hearing is scheduled with the Board of Selectmen. The Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022 at 5 p.m. in the Selectmen's Meeting Room, 499 Plymouth Street, Halifax, Massachusetts, for the purpose of the transfer of an all alcoholic beverage restaurant license from Lily Cafe 2 Incorporated, doing business as Happy Dragon Restaurant, to Dragon Lake Village Incorporated, doing business as Happy Dragon Restaurant. Cecilia Yuso, license holder and manager on property located at 327 Plymouth Street, Halifax, Massachusetts, 02338. It's been submitted to Express newspapers.
So it's just a transfer of the license.
Yep.
I would say I don't believe there'd be a site plan review for that.
I would agree.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that the planning board does not need to do a site plan review for the transfer of alcoholic beverage license from one incorporation to another.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll respond to that.
Okay, then our next meeting will be February 17th. Does there anybody have anything on any of the other correspondence?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded
Happy.
to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.